Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us at Joy Wellness Partners and Enliven Aesthetics. Happy birthday to Joy Wellness Partners. It's our 5th birthday, our 5th anniversary of being here, of being established as a wellness center in regenerative medicine experts in downtown San Diego. So welcome today, and we wanted to share with you about some of the ways that from the inside out, you can feel like it's a new year and you can feel like a new you. Let's get this going. Click. So tonight's agenda is going to talk a little bit about hormones, specifically about bioidentical hormone replacement, as well as talking about some of the things you know of, thyroid, vitamins, a little bit about peptides, and then some next steps. Maybe you even want to know what hormones really are. Well, to make it simple, hormones are like a key fitting into a lock. So if you have a cell, we know we have thousands and millions of cells in our body. They all need to be activated to conduct their actions in the body that really help us out. So using a hormone, it's a key that will unlock the code to make the cell work. It really helps in many functions, such as the things when hormones are lacking, we really notice. There's many things that we don't even know are connected to hormones, like blood pressure. We might have heard of sexual function and sexual drive being connected to hormones like testosterone, but we didn't even realize that, headaches could be connected, and that brain fog, and also the depressed mood, lack of drive and motivation, waking up in the middle of the night, and some of these things you can all read. We really want at this clinic to try to find a way to naturally optimize your wellness so you have an improved quality of life overall. And these are the common experiences that patients will tell us that they are benefiting from the hormone balancing at our clinic. Patients that have, no shame in telling about their experience would be able to say, yes, this is true of me. And we have a lot of people tonight that would be happy to share their experiences, staff and patients included. We will talk tonight about some of the common hormones and tell you too that these are some of the common hormones that we like to work with in our clinic. The bioidentical method can be applied through all of these hormones: thyroid, testosterone, estrogen, progesterone. IGF-1 is a lab marker of your growth hormone, which is connected to your anti-aging and overall your longevity. And then cortisol, which is connected to your adrenals. Symptoms of low thyroid, one of the hormones we are very well aware of, is cold hands and feet. How many of you, when you shake somebody's hand, they say, wow, you have cold hands? Well, that's often a sign of low thyroid, especially in Southern California. That shouldn't be something that commonly people tell you. We also hear of constipation, of dry skin, brittle nails, hair thinning, fatigue, depression, anxiety. Maybe your heart rate is abnormal, whether it's slow or irregular. Maybe your memory is going. These are all thyroid symptoms that many people will not even realize is something that they should be paying attention to. Thyroid is an important gland in your neck, and it regulates your temperature, your energy, helps a lot with immune function. And although the studies show that about 30% of people have low thyroid, we see it in our clinic at least 30 to 50%. So it's really, maybe people know to come and check here, but also we just see the lab results and we can determine that their thyroid is under optimal, suboptimal. So when we check labs, we check for more labs than just the typical regular doctor, where the typical regular doctor, the way I was trained in school, was to check the TSH, the thyroid stimulating hormone. That's a hormone that's secreted from the brain, and it's usually used to determine if you have hypothyroidism or not. The doctors will say if it's greater than 5.5, then you have hypothyroidism. Well, we don't actually believe that to be the only way to determine if your thyroid is functioning optimally or not. We use markers like T3 and T4 and the free versions of those hormones to determine if your cells are actually getting the impact that they need from the thyroid. So if your TSH is normal, say it's 3, well, what's your thyroid actually doing? Because if the brain is sending a message, that's great, but is the thyroid actually sending the message to the cells that it needs to send to get the cells to work? So that's why we check T3 and T4, because those are the actual hormones that go down to the cells in the body and the brain to make the brain have more mental clarity, to help the cells have more energy. Does that kind of make sense? Why the T3 and T4 are really the key indicators of your thyroid effects in the body. So if we find that they are low, we can replace them. We can optimize your vitamins and nutrients. And we can also see if there's an underlying cause as to why they might be low by detecting if your diet is affecting your body's function of your thyroid. Hashimoto's is an example where your immune system might be attacking your thyroid, and that could be a result of toxins or diet issues. Testosterone. Testosterone is a really fun one to talk about. It is something that most people would be shocked to find out that men and women both have a lot of it in their body, that women have more testosterone than estrogen in their body, and that testosterone production can be dropping as early as the 20s and 30s. These are really staggering numbers because most doctors don't test testosterone until people are in their 60s or 70s, or women maybe never. So we really find testosterone to be a cool hormone to check because once you optimize it, you see such a difference in their quality of life. You see improvement in their bone density. If you would ever have somebody like me, personally, I was fracturing my ribs in my 20s. And after I started testosterone, I built back my bone density and I haven't broken a rib ever since. That's just even I didn't have a clue that was so related. The endocrinologists were telling me I needed birth control, for example. So, but we find that testosterone builds back your bone density 8% a year. Testosterone can be impacting your heart by helping your blood vessels to dilate, to help your blood pressure to lower, to reduce your cholesterol. It can connect with your brain and help you with reduction of Alzheimer's disease. And people will experience improvements in their mental clarity very quickly after they're on testosterone, and they are less forgetful. So a lot of the symptoms that people will say they experience with low testosterone, we can see translate into diseases long-term if they're left unaddressed. These are the disease processes that are correlated with lower testosterone levels as time goes on if they're left unchecked. So this is for a man, but women, we kind of take a general estimate that like if you take a 0 off the end and your testosterone lab number would end in that, then you probably are at more risk for these chronic diseases. So Alzheimer's disease is one of the first disease processes to be evident with testosterone levels lower than 900. So already we see that there's a reason to have people's testosterone levels at 900 for men or 90 or above for women. We also see prostate cancer and all-cause risk of death increasing at 840. So the lowest number of testosterone, the last thing to finally go is when testosterone levels drop below 230. Then you get the sexual function decline that most doctors in the primary care world will say that's the reason why I would supplement your testosterone. If you can't, have an erection, then I will give you testosterone. But they don't realize, or maybe they don't realize that these are all the other things that testosterone can help you reduce your risks of. Blood sugar management will be optimized. My mom has type 1 diabetes. She also, not just type 2, but type 1 also gets more blood sugar management with testosterone. Here's some of the benefits. We talked about a lot of them. We mentioned the mental health, mental clarity. People can get off of a lot of prescription medications when they get their testosterone optimized. So one of our goals is to get people off of the unnecessary synthetic medications that maybe are coming, from a good place, but they end up having side effects that cause you to need another prescription. One of the things that turned me on to bioidentical hormone balancing was reading a testimonial of a woman who was on 64 medications. And then once she got on bioidentical hormone replacement, slowly but surely, she got off of all those medications. Estrogen is a common hormone that women know about. Doctors do talk a lot about estrogen and the importance of it. Not every doctor will prescribe estrogen after a hysterectomy, although if you think about removing the glands that produce estrogen, the ovaries, you would think that your body would need another source of estrogen. And so that's why we find that estrogen is so critical to replace in women that are either have a hysterectomy, that are postmenopausal. These are some of the symptoms and the things that estrogen does in our body. You guys can read that. Women will know if they are on pellets or they are on hormone therapy that the vaginal dryness and the hot flashes can go away within a few days. Joy Wellness Partners method of hormone replacement therapy is to, again, help you to restore your body to a more physiologic or natural balance and natural wellness. We will look at many factors when we balance your hormones. We will look at not only the blood test or a urine test or saliva test if appropriate, but we'll also check your weight and make sure that dosing is appropriate to your weight, your activity level, because people that are marathon runners will burn through hormones faster than most people. Most hormones are related to your heartbeat. And so the more you beat, the more your heart beats per minute, or the more your heart beats per day, the faster you're going to metabolize the hormones. Also, past medical history. We want to make sure that cancer is closely looked at and evaluated if that's going to be a hormone plan, if hormone's going to be in the plans for you. Smoking, family histories of cancer are relevant to discuss. And also, of course, in a consultation, we discuss what's your lifestyle, what's realistic for you. Everybody has a personalized plan here. Vitamins and supplements. Many people know that during this COVID pandemic, there's a list of supplements that are recommended for boosting your immune system. We have always recommended those kind of supplements already as part of the method of optimization of your wellness. And those include probiotics, B vitamins, D vitamins, iodine. We also include a couple other supplements. One of them most in particular is DIM. That's the supplement that helps your testosterone to convert appropriately to the free testosterone that does all the good things and acts like the key to unlock all the wonderful benefits in your body. The other sides of testosterone, it can convert to DHT, which is the whacking the hair follicles and decreasing your hair growth in your, your scalp, and then also estrogen. So DIM or testosterone can convert to estrogen, and DIM really blocks the conversion to estrogen. So it keeps you receiving all the benefits of testosterone without the unnecessary side effects. And people truly do notice the difference. Peptides. So just a little touch on peptides, because it's one of the topics that didn't exist when we first started as a clinic. And now in the last 5 years, biohackers and bloggers and podcast promoters are talking all about peptides. Some of them that you might have heard of, if you've ever heard of insulin is a peptide, growth hormone is a peptide, and there's many other forms of peptides. That 7,000 peptides exist, and we're just scratching the surface. So some of the ones that we really are talking about tonight are the weight loss style peptides. One of them is called sermorelin. Another is ipamorelin with CJC1295. And then this, if you can pronounce that better than me, I'll give you a prize. But it's a cream that helps to reduce your weight loss or reduce your fat and cellulite around your waist, wherever it's placed. Studies have shown within 12 weeks up to 11 centimeters of weight reduction, of circumference reduction around the waist. So not to be too lengthy, just to kind of summarize everything. Thank you all for coming, and we're here. We're available for questions. We have Bree tonight from Galderma sponsoring this event, and we have Rhonda also sponsoring the event from biote. So Bree, I don't know if you want to just give a little blurb about Dysport and filler and Sculptra.
Hi, my name is Bree. I work with Bonnie at Enliven Aesthetics. I'm her Galderma Aesthetics rep. Basically,
There we go.
So basically, as we age, we start to get some wrinkles, we start to get some volume loss, and our skin starts to change in its texture and appearance. So over at Enliven, they offer many things that can help reverse some of those the effects of aging. So we've got Dysport, which is a neurotoxin. So it works very similarly to Botox. We know the name Botox because they've marketed it so well in the United States. But it basically works fast, 2 to 3 days, rather than having to wait the 2 weeks with Botox. And it'll last up to 4 or 5 months. You can just stop the muscles from moving, stop some wrinkles from happening when we use Dysport. Then we have some HA fillers called Restylane. There's 7 different fillers. They each have their own properties in terms of how thick they are, how flexible they are, how thin they are, how supportive they are. And those can go anywhere from the cheeks to the nasolabial folds to the lips. So whether you're looking to contour, whether you're looking to replace some volume loss, or whether you're looking to add, to maybe give yourself a little bit of lip hydration, those products are great for the face. And Bonnie always does a really good job of making sure everyone looks pretty natural. And then we also have Sculptra. So Sculptra is a very unique product. It's what we call a collagen stimulator. It's not a filler, and it's not going to freeze your muscles. What it is it's going to go into your skin, and it's going to cause your body to have a controlled immune response, which is going to tell your body to produce collagen. Why is collagen important? As we get older, after the age of 18, we lose 1% of our collagen every year. And so then our skin starts to sag, we start to lose volume. By replacing and regenerating some of this collagen, we're going to get a very natural and progressive result to the skin that's going to make you look more youthful over time and look incredibly natural. So it can help with your skin texture improvement as well. So here at Enliven, they offer all three. Body's an incredible injector. So if you have any other questions about these procedures or these products, just ask me and I can fill you guys in and answer your questions.
Thank you.